What's going on, everybody? Hope you guys are doing alright. With Payday 3 so close to its official release, a lot of players have been asking themselves, which edition of Payday 3 should I buy? Although this question can't be answered easily, today we're going to cover a few subjects that might help make this decision a lot easier. Check it out. Before we get into the video, do me a solid and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel, and let's get into this. One of the first things to consider is if you should even pre-purchase Payday 3 at all, or just wait for its official or even post-launch. If you're not really balling the fuck out like that and things are tight, trust me, I know how it can be.
Come on, I'm broke, baby. I ain't got no money.
Just remember that not pre-purchasing the game, waiting for its launch, and reading or watching a few reviews to see if it's even worth purchasing is also an option. But if you got it on you,
I'll make it rain all day long.
Here are a few things to keep in mind when deciding on which edition might be right for you. One thing that might help you decide on this is that by pre-purchasing the silver or gold edition of Payday 3 will allow you to play the game 3 days early. So if you're someone who's looking to jump into the action as soon as possible, the silver or gold pre-purchase edition might be right for you. Although one important thing you might want to consider before pre-purchasing Payday 3 is what each edition of the game will contain. The basic and standard pre-order of the game is currently sitting at $39.99, which, if you're a fan of the Payday franchise and know how many hours the game is capable of supplying, is a pretty good deal. Note that the standard pre-purchase of the game will not allow players to jump in 3 days early. However, all pre-purchase editions of the game will contain what is called the Trifecta Loot Bag pre-order bonus, which contains an exclusive suit, mask, and gloves for your heister. One thing to also keep in mind is that the price on launch and the pre-order price for the standard edition will be the same. So if you're already looking to pick up the game, you could pre-order Payday 3 for no additional charge and receive the Trifecta Loot Bag bonus. But you won't be able to play 3 days early, so remember that, especially if your main motive of pre-purchasing the game is for early access. Jumping into some of the other editions, the silver edition of Payday 3 will include the ability to play the game 3 days early, an exclusive Dark Sterling mask, and a silver season pass. A lot of questions about the season pass have been asked, and I've answered most of them in 2 of my previous videos, so if you're curious about the season pass and what it is, be sure to check those videos out. I'll leave a link to them in the description below. The silver pass will include 2 future DLCs called Syntax Error and Boys in Blue. The Syntax Error DLC will be released in the winter of this year, which is only a few months after Payday 3's official release, so if you got it on you,
I'll make it rain all day long.
The silver edition of Payday 3 is definitely something to think about. The silver edition will cost $30 more than the standard edition and is priced at $69.99, which to me, honestly, seems pretty similar to most other AAA titles that have been released lately, like Starfield or Madden. But with Payday 3's silver edition, you'll already be guaranteed more content later this year and early next year. The next edition, one tier higher than silver, is the Payday 3 Gold Edition. The Gold Edition will also allow players to jump in 3 days prior to its official release. The Gold Edition will also contain the Dark Sterling mask, but on top of that, will give players another exclusive mask called the Skull of Liberty mask and another pair of gloves called the Golden Slate gloves. The Gold Edition will cost $20 more than the Silver Edition and is officially priced at $89.99. The Gold Edition will include the Gold Season Pass. The Gold Season Pass will include 4 future DLCs, the Syntax Error and Boys in Blue DLC, but also the Land of the Free and Fear and Greed DLCs set to release next year. Now I'm going to skip the Collector's Edition. If you're a really big fan of the Payday franchise, you should also look into the Collector's Edition, as it will contain a lot of physical souvenirs and other goodies tied to the Payday series. But one more edition that I do want to talk about really quickly is the Day 1 edition. The Day 1 edition is for all my console players out there. Yes, motherfuckers, we game too. For all my console players, the Day 1 edition is strictly a physical edition of the game that will be available at most stores. This edition of Payday 3 will be roughly the same price as the standard edition, depending on where you shop. Now I've checked Amazon, Best Buy, and GameStop, and they're all roughly around $39.99 for the Day 1 edition.